A typical spring shower in Mount Pleasant tests whether your roof can handle gravity. A hurricane tests whether it can handle a multi-vector assault. When a tropical system hits, the weather stops falling straight down. Your building is suddenly forced to endure upward suction, horizontal rainfall, salt-laden air, and high-speed flying debris, all at the exact same time. If a single weak point gives way under that pressure, the consequences cascade immediately. A minor leak ruins inventory, shorts out electrical systems, and shuts down tenant spaces while you're left dealing with the structural fallout. A tiny gap in a membrane seam might go completely unnoticed for years, but under hurricane conditions, that overlooked millimeter of space turns into a high-volume funnel, pouring water straight into the center of your business operations. Because of this, surviving ordinary weather provides a dangerous false sense of security. A commercial roof requires deliberate, proactive hardening to survive the specific physics of a coastal storm. You cannot wait for the meteorologists to tell you it's time to prepare. By the time a storm watch is officially issued, it is already too late to source materials or schedule a qualified roofing crew. Pre-season maintenance serves as a formal risk management process, hardening the building envelope while labor and materials are still readily available. True defense is a logistical operation that has to be completed months before a named storm ever threatens the coast. Unlike a sloped residential roof that naturally sheds water, a flat commercial roof relies entirely on a network of internal drains and scuppers to move moisture away. During a tropical downpour, the sheer volume of rainwater easily outpaces a drainage path restricted by leaves or pine needles. As the water level rises, standing water creates massive dead weight. Eventually, that pressure forces water directly underneath the sealed seams of the roofing membrane. The required pre-season fix is simple but non-negotiable, completely clearing every drain, strainer, and scupper of sediment and debris before the season begins. A neglected drainage system effectively turns a commercial roof into a swimming pool, accelerating structural stress long before the high winds even arrive. Once the wind does arrive, the rules of water change. Hurricane-force gusts create wind-driven rain, pushing moisture completely sideways across the roof surface. This cross-section illustrates the danger. Sideways wind pressure searches for microgaps, pushing moisture underneath raised metal flashing. Zooming in, you see the difference between a solid weld blocking lateral water and a failing weld allowing penetration. We must inspect these welds thoroughly. A minor dry weather gap that seems harmless on a sunny afternoon will instantly transform into a massive interior leak path when rain is blasted horizontally at 80 miles per hour. Because wind-driven rain actively searches for a way inside, perfectly inspected and sealed seams are your building's only true line of defense. At the building's edges, high-speed wind currents accelerate around sharp corners, creating powerful upward suction that actively tries to peel the roof off. The components at highest risk for this uplift failure are all located on the perimeter. Loose coping caps, backed-out fasteners, and separated edge metal give the wind the leverage it needs. But the edges aren't the only vulnerable zones. In the center of the roof, heavy HVAC units and unsecured access panels pose a secondary, equally dangerous threat. If a service technician left an equipment panel loose, high winds will tear it off. That heavy metal plate instantly becomes a violent wind-borne hazard, tumbling across the roof and puncturing the surrounding membrane. Surviving the storm requires a strict lockdown procedure, securing all coping caps, replacing missing edge fasteners, latching every HVAC panel, and adding proper weight to conduit supports. Stopping progressive wind damage comes down to two absolute rules: keep the roof attached to the building, and keep the equipment attached to the roof. Surviving the physical storm is only the first hurdle. For a business owner, surviving the insurance aftermath is the true test. After a hurricane, insurers look closely at every claim. Some of the most expensive post-storm roof failures are completely denied, dismissed by adjusters as undocumented pre-existing conditions or deferred maintenance. This side-by-side comparison shows the solution. On the left is a pristine, date-stamped photo of a roof detail taken before the season. On the right is that exact same spot after the storm. That before picture is your financial shield. A cleanly documented roof distinguishes true storm damage from neglect, stopping claim denials in their tracks. Your commercial property, your stored inventory, and your tenants' operations are simply too valuable to leave exposed to the extremes of coastal weather. And once a storm actually hits, local contractors, restoration teams, and insurance adjusters will be completely overloaded and paralyzed by the logistics of the fallout. Don't wait until the warnings are issued. Contact MasterRoof Mount Pleasant today to schedule a comprehensive, professional storm readiness assessment. For businesses in the Lowcountry, proactive roof maintenance functions as a vital business continuity plan, protecting the structural and financial integrity of your investment.